Hello and welcome to Coral Tracker. This video shall bring you the process of making coffee closer. There are three different types of coffee bushes: Arabica, Robusta and Iberica. Coffee beans only grow between 20 degrees north and 20 degrees south from the equator. Robusta coffee only grows between 0 and 800 meters above sea level, Arabica between 800 and 2300 meters above sea level. There are more than 60 countries that grow coffee. The biggest coffee producer is Brazil. They produce Arabica and Robusta, followed by Vietnam, only producing Robusta, and Colombia, the biggest Arabica producer. Colombia produces 11.5 million bags of coffee a year. There are bags to 45 and 70 kilo. We visited Hacienda Venecia, which is one of the bigger coffee producers in Colombia. They have 1.5 million bushes. Unique about the coffee bush is that at any time it has green, yellow and ripe red coffee cherries on a bush. The pickers in Colombia harvest every 20 days the ripe red cherries. The bush produces twice a year 3 kilo coffee cherries. 4 kilo cherries at the end make 800 grams of ground coffee. There are different quality grades of coffee beans. Kopi Luwak from Indonesia is the best coffee on the market. Quality coffee, often produced by micro-producers, are Blue Mountain from Jamaica, Geisha from Panama, Kona from Hawaii, and Arusha from Tanzania. Next quality in line is washed Arabica as made in Colombia, a natural Arabica represented by Brazil, while the bulk of lower quality coffee is Robusta from Vietnam, Cameroon and Brazil. A coffee bush takes 2 years to grow and bears fruits for 8 years. Let's look at the coffee making process.
Brazil has two very distinct seasons, wet and dry. That allows them to sun dry the coffee cherries, which is a simple and cheap drying process. Its disadvantage is that all type of cherry qualities are mixed and processed. Hence the natural Arabica is lower in the quality line. In Colombia it rains regularly throughout the year, so there is no possibility to sun dry the cherries. The first quality check of the washed beans is by human eye selecting out any green cherries or stones. Then the cherries are fed to a water tank. Third grade cherries swim and are removed. The first grade cherries sink and are processed further.
To remove this skin, and this machine works like this. You put cherries inside the machine, skin will fall here and seeds will fall here. It's really simple, it works like this.
These beans have a jelly skin that is sweet. This jelly can be used and transformed to a molasses, also called dulce de café, sweet of the coffee. The cherries are washed and dried using hot air produced in an oven fired by the waste of the coffee skin. These are dried and stored in bags. Because Colombia exports almost 100% of its first-grade coffee, the price is exposed to the mercantile market price. Arabica is traded on the New York Mercantile Exchange, while Robusta is traded in London. By storing the coffee beans at this processing stage, price fluctuations can be set out. Here you see first, second and third grade beans. To separate the beans to their different quality, a vibrator is used. Each bag is stamped. Number 3 is the ID for Hacienda Venezia. 277 is the coffee grade, and the empty space will define the lot number. The coffee tester is checking the quality on whole beans and the amount of debris per beans.
Colombia has 3 mountain ranges. North and south have different climates, so the main harvest season differ. The pickers, usually micro-producers, go to the north and help with the harvest, hence avoiding the necessity of foreign labor. They earn between 400 and 500 pesos Colombiano. This is 16 US cents per kilo cherries. The coffee grower gets 70,000 pesos per 125 kilo. That results in 17.6 US dollars per 100 kilo raw coffee. Only 20% of the final consumer price goes to the coffee grower. The price of coffee increases while the revenue for the coffee growers decreases steadily. Including local transportation and export taxes, some 38% of the coffee price stays in Colombia. 62% of the coffee revenue is made in the buyer's countries. Not only because of George Clooney and Nespresso, but also Nescafé makes Nestlé the biggest coffee buyer worldwide. The 62% revenue in the buyer's country, the roaster takes 30% for roasting, packing and grinding the coffee. Roasting is done either in a drum or evenly spread in an oven. Once the beans reach 108 degrees Celsius, you can hear a popping crack, similar to popcorn. Beans reached the medium roast. The beans are light brown and have a matte outside. Acids and bitter substances remain in the coffee at that stage. If roasted further to 158 degrees Celsius, the beans start to sweat and become a shiny, glossy, dark brown, even black color. We now talk about a French roast. Starbucks, well known amongst younger people, is a main buyer of Colombian washed 100% Arabica beans. That they then serve a top quality coffee in a paper cup, so that after a few minutes premium coffee tastes of hardboard paper, is another matter. In the endeavor to keep a bigger portion of revenue in Colombia and to compete against Starbucks, the Colombian Coffee Federation started in 2002 Juan Valdez, a coffee house selling first-grade Colombian coffee. In the meantime, they are in many parts of the world. I hope the next coffee, wherever it comes from, you drink with a different taste and a new thought. Thank you for watching.